Hey everyone, it's Craig with One Man's Cancer Journey, coming back at you again with another update. So after my last round of chemotherapy, we felt like the overall impacts were better than the previous round of chemotherapy, but we did have some new side effects which are starting to create some concern. And so we spent the last week trying to work through those with Dr. Tajani and figure out the best next steps. On Sunday, after my chemotherapy, I began to have a distension in my belly, meaning that it kind of blew out, feeling like you're bloated, but it actually popped out to almost look like I was pregnant. And that distension maintained through the week. And on Thursday night, I noticed that I started to get some swelling around my ankles. So I knew that this was different than the last time we had gone in with some distension and we had liquid drained. So I reached out to Dr. Tajani, and we decided that it would probably be best for me to head back into the ER on that Friday, this past Friday. And I spent some time in there getting some blood work done, some ultrasounds, and ultimately they came back and drained an additional 2 liters of liquid from my abdominal cavity. So clearly something's going on with this round of chemotherapy where the chemo's having an impact where I'm not able to clear the liquid, excess liquid out of my body and extract that out through urine. And so we're trying to figure that out. When we did do the blood work, we did find that my albumin counts were low. Albumin is a molecule or a protein, or I'm not exactly sure what it is, but it's found in the liver. And its role is to act like a sponge and suck up all the excess fluid that's around your bloodstream and then funnel it to the kidney to extract out of the body. And so with a low albumin count, obviously that function is not happening as quickly or at the level that it needs to. And so these fluids are continuing to go into these tertiary spaces in my abdominal cavity and build up. So we went forward in the ER and we drained an additional 2 liters of fluid out of my system. So if you think about that, in just over 2 weeks' time, they've pulled out 4.4 liters of fluid from my abdominal cavity. So Friday night I was feeling better, had much relieved, right? You could see that my belly was down, the distension wasn't there. I was able to have dinner and enjoy the evening. Saturday morning I woke up and I wasn't feeling quite right. And when I got into the bathroom, I noticed in the mirror that the distension was back, pretty much as full as it was when we went into the ER on Friday. So that had me obviously a little bit concerned that so quickly it could build up that much fluid again and begin to cause that pain. So a couple texts back and forth with Dr. Tajani. And then on Sunday, he actually called me on a holiday weekend. What an awesome doctor. I hated to interrupt his holiday weekend, but given that we have chemo planned for this upcoming Friday, we needed to have a plan to go forward. And so we've spoken and we're going to try to get another drainage scheduled for this week to take additional fluids out. And then we're going to try to meet in person on Thursday after hopefully I've had the drainage done and kind of talk about what our options are. The frustrating thing is that the chemo seems to be working. My liver, it seems to be having more side effects, which may prevent us from keeping to move forward with this chemo at this time. But we'll have to wait until we get with Dr. Tajani, get the tests or get the fluid drained and do another round of tests and see how we're doing. And additionally, in my blood work, we did see that my white blood cells, my red blood cells, and my platelets were extremely low. My platelets were only at 27. And what that relates to is if you've ever had blood drawn, they usually just put gauze on it and a Band-Aid and it stops it and it clots on its own. For me, the nurse actually had to stand there for probably 3 to 5 minutes, keeping pressure on that to make sure that it would clot. And so we do have some risk of being immunocompromised. And so we're hoping that as we move through this, we can get our white red and platelet blood counts up. Platelet counts as low as they were in the ER could be a reason that I would not be able to proceed with chemotherapy on Friday. So we've got a big week ahead of us. It's been a big week that we've come through, and we're just hoping and praying that we continue to have success and that we address these things that pop up with adjustments to our care plan. So I'm grateful for Dr. Trajani for reaching out on a weekend, a holiday weekend no less, and helping to make sure that we've got a plan moving forward. For my gratitude moment this week, I'm not gonna lie, it's hard. When you have a week like this, it's just very challenging. But we've got to always look for something on the bright side. And so what stood out to me this week was there's a lot of people out there that are praying for me. And I'm grateful for all these people that are praying for me. Some of them I know, and a lot of them I don't. They just see my name show up on a prayer chain at my brother's church or at my parents' church, and they pray for me. And so I'm grateful for those who are taking time in their quiet time with the Lord to pray for me and my family. It means a lot because these last couple of weeks have been tough. We're getting through. We're always having a plan, but it seems like, every time we get moving forward to plan, we found a chemo that's working, and now we've got some new side effects that we have to deal with. So I'm just grateful for all of those that keep me in their prayers, send cards or send gift packages, and just let me know that someone else is thinking of me besides my family. And that just means a lot. And so I'm grateful for a community of believers that lift me up in this process. My name's Craig. I'm with One Man's Cancer Journey, and I wish for you a blessed week.